collective, and welcome in for a daily general read. This feels like it's going to be a read for a divine masculine or possibly a karmic masculine, take it as it fits, who has been dealing with some underhanded, undercutting sort of behavior from people in their life. And this seems to be kind of like across the board. It's not just romantic, it's not just business, it's not just friendship, not even just family. I think someone's really had a rough time, and we had like 4 or 5 fives come out. So tower time is inevitable, okay? Justice did make an appearance. So whatever has occurred in this masculine's life, whether this be your life or someone attached to you, it's going to be righted, okay? I think that someone's probably a bit stressed, a bit up in their head, a bit at odds with those around them as well. Somebody could be feeling a bit isolated. I think this could have even been a case of somebody experiencing, like kind of a unexpected awakening, and then once they've come to and they realize what their circumstances externally are, they're kind of like, oh my God, how did I get here and how do I get out? So yeah, they want freedom, essentially, okay? So let's just dive right in and see what the vibes are. With love, light, and gratitude, we call upon the ascended masters, archangels, ancestors, guardians, galactics, and guides of the highest white light and the frequency of love to assist me in channeling messages clearly and concisely for the highest good of my collective. I'm going to lovingly and adoringly call upon Saint Germain, the violet flame, to assist me and all worthy hearts, the effortless and immediate task of transmuting any lower level energies and others seeking to influence us or Gaia at this time. Thank you for blessings, thank you for protection, thank you for guidance, and thank you for connection. I'm going to declare complete and immediate energetic sovereignty for myself as well as the collective. We're going to blind and block any unlawful remote viewers, psychics, spies, tarot readers, government officials, nosy exes, family members, friends, monitoring spirits, artificial intelligences, whomever may be seeking to infringe upon our energetic sovereignty. Because we are energetically sovereign beings, we shall act as such and we will be treated as such. And so it shall be. We're going to repel any and all external energies that do not belong to us or not for our highest good, while simultaneously reclaiming all of our yummy divine essence so we may continue to anchor in our highest timelines and become our truest, most authentic, most angelic, most intuitive, and most powerful selves. I'm going to ask for Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron to shield me and the collective in 1,000 rings of holy lightning, 1,000 rings of holy fire, and 1,000 rings of holy alabaster. I'm also going to initiate and invoke the maximum security protocol for myself as well as the collective for the remainder of the evening. Thank you, angels. I am also going to lovingly and adoringly request that Sekhmet, Ma'at, Isis, and Nemesis preside over this reading and remove any veils upon me, the collective, Gaia as a whole, the justice system, so we may see a swift and thorough shift to the highest timeline and justice brought for all that deserve it. And so it shall be. I'm also going to ask for all of our beings of love and light to assist me in initiating all consenting collective souls into the anchoring of our highest timeline from this moment forward. And I want to give you guys a bit of incense as well. I don't normally do that, but maybe we need a bit of extra clearing going on today. All right. So we've got some interesting cards out here. I'm not sure if you'd seen them. The friendship in reverse. Yeah, that's what I was saying about people can't really be trusted, not really the best bunch around someone. Change in reverse, and then love in reverse. So with, again, our good friend death at the bottom of the deck, okay? And then health. Okay, good. So this might be a very difficult situation for somebody to be in right now. I'm getting like a feeling of overwhelm kind of, but the thing is that like if they're able to persevere through this challenge and come out on the other side, they're going to feel so grounded, so centered, and they're going to feel like a brand new person essentially, again, regardless of whether this is you or someone in your life. Okay, so friendship says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. The feeling I'm getting off of this is someone was in your life or this person's life for a season, and it was to learn a lesson, but perhaps that season's been up and they're still present, and someone doesn't want a change to come, okay? And I'm hearing ringing. So it's like someone trying to hold on to the wheels of time to slow things down to make sure that they're not cycled out of an individual's life. Change says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. People being very stuck in their ways, people I'm getting a feeling of kind of being cutting with their words, yes, but also like very, it's giving manipulative. It is, truly. Love in reverse. I commit to the practice of seeing good in all things. I think that whoever is experiencing this, the King of Cups came up in the pre-shuffle. Someone has had their empathy, their graciousness, and their generosity quite possibly infringed upon and abused and exploited, okay? Someone has a lot of very beautiful, very yummy, high vibrational energy within them. I'm just focusing on all this purple. Like, it's very royal, it's very crown, it's very chosen energy. And people realize this, and they might not want to be associated for the proper reasons. It could be for sake of benefit, or for looks, or what have you. It's just disingenuous connections. And I think someone, again, has been like shaken awake, and they're like, oh my goodness, like there aren't snakes in the grass. The grass is made of snakes, sort of situation, okay? Underneath friendship in reverse, we've got the Hanged One sideways, okay? That's what that looks like. Here, I'll show it to you upright. I just got this deck recently, so I'm still learning these cards, but that's what it looks like. Interesting. It kind of looks like a snake is wrapped around this Hanged One's foot, and I know it's a rope, but again, those snakes in the grass. And what they're highlighting to me is how this person is very alone. They've experienced most likely a disintegration of some social circles or a change in their relational dynamics. But what is being highlighted is the fact that they're able to get back to nature, their inner nature, and then actual Gaia nature as well, to assist them in achieving a balance in their new chapter. But they're between two worlds right now. Change in reverse, we've got a Knight of Wands. I like to see it, honestly, because this is someone with some gusto. Oh, and Judgment. Okay, I like to see that as well. One more, why not? Two of Swords. And then the Tower. Okay, so what seems to be occurring here is someone's recognizing that things need to change, that the way things have always been cannot continue going forward. Yeah, Strength in reverse. It might be difficult change. It might mean putting down someone's pride, someone's ego, or it might actually mean stepping up into empowerment, depending on how this story resonates for each individual. Some people might have been perhaps too docile in their approach previously. Others could have been a bit too strong-handed. So either way, the Knight of Wands being here means that change is going to be seized. It's going to carpe that diem. Underneath Love in reverse, we've got a Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So they're highlighting a feeling of greed, improper priorities being placed, but also the end of legacies. So this could be families, this could be business partners, communities. This feels pretty substantial, honestly. Also somebody having the feeling of like, I've never actually been in love before. That's how they're feeling. I'm not necessarily saying that's true or false. It's just like, I've never experienced proper love. Maybe all I've had was like the things that look like I should be in love. You know, I've got that house, I've got that car. Me and my partner have 3.5 dogs, and we take vacations to Tahiti, and like, we should be feeling like 10 of Pentacles upright, 10 of Cups, but in all reality, it's 10 of Pentacles in reverse and no love. So this is looking like no love, no money. Okay. Interesting. We're going to go in with the Mother Peace deck to get a couple cards, and then we'll clarify. Spirit, can you please give my collective the most relevant messages right now? Okay, that was quick. We've got a Seven of Swords, kind of on the fence. This card has come out, I think, every single time I've used this deck, okay? What they're highlighting is that it's been repeated in fractions, okay? Priestess of Discs. Is that the Page of Discs? I think someone has, as I said, perhaps had their generosity, their patience, and their belief in people changing taken advantage of. And it's like, well, if you give these people any more time to come in and get into your coop, like, they're ready and waiting. Like, you can remove yourself from a situation that has proven itself repeatedly to be harmful in whatever way that looks like for you individually, or you could turn a blind eye and put your head in the sand, and then when you have your neck snapped up between the teeth of a fox, you really can't be that surprised, you know? Wow, the Ace of Discs. Hold on. Okay, I will take these ones. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but they said to take them. Wow, Hierophant here in reverse. Ace of Discs. Ace of Pentacles, upright. I love that. Okay. There's something about a wounded inner child that could be relevant here. Perhaps that relates to a level of naivety that somebody has experienced or allowed to take place because they didn't have anyone to stand up for them, or they weren't stood up for appropriately, so now they can't do so for themselves, okay? But they're getting an opportunity to change that, is what I'm seeing. We've got the World here upright. Beautiful, beautiful. This looks like assistance from the ancestors as well. The ones we know, the ones that came way before us. And then quite possibly I'm getting the feeling of even the ones that come after us. Like this is perhaps spirit babies or spirit family in general, assisting this transmutation of being betrayed. I also got the feeling of like bitterness. We've got the Crone here, which is the Hermit. Beautiful. Again, that realization, that looking inwards, that searching for the star. This lady looks a bit tired, but she's got the proper guidance. There's that little post there in the center. The path will be made clear as long as this person, I'm going to assume it's a King of Cups, is listening. They're pointing out how she's got her hand kind of up here, listening, looking, and feeling, and not letting the earthly realm dictate what is considered the appropriate path forward, okay? We've got a Four of Wands out here on the fence. So again, that's celebrating with people who maybe didn't have your best intentions at heart, or people who took advantage of someone, or who really just like to have a good time and not really focus on any sort of stability. And then the Hierophant here was actually sideways. So it's switching the corrupt structures, the unequal partnerships, for one that is led with that internal guidance and therefore balanced and with love and friendship actually present. Somebody might be used to having a great deal of power, and maybe historically they've thought, you know, like, oh yeah, this power is awesome. People do whatever I say and I can get what I want, and you know, my name holds weight. But at the end of the day, they've realized that it was just a superficial happiness, and now they want to do things differently. And that could, again, absolutely relate to that inner wounded child, because if they weren't given the appropriate love and respect and adoration from their parents, now they seek it superficially. And perhaps that means via use of a wand, and I'm speaking phallically, not magically, but it could go either way. Let's see if we can get some information on this Seven of Swords on the fence, okay? I heard ignorance, indentured. Spirit, can you tell us about the Seven of Swords on the fence? Death. Yeah, okay. Don't be ignorant of the things that haven't worked, okay? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity, and you are not insane, so do better. Eight of Cups in reverse. And then that Four of Pentacles in reverse. There's a degree of holding on to things. This could be physically holding on to things. This could be emotionally holding on to things. Could be codependency. This could even be, I'm getting a feeling of like self-sabotage, quite possibly. Or again, like wanting to be the one at the top and thinking that if no one can say no to you, then you are always going to be happy. But this skeleton, sure, he's got some armor on and he's got that funky flag and whatnot, but he's all alone. He's trampled over people, and he's finally having a holy person come up and try and reason with him. So I believe this is your higher selves. This could be people around you. This could be therapists. This could be counselors. This could be people of the law. You know, it's individuals who know more than you, okay? I was going to phrase that in a gentler way, but they said to say it as I received it, because there is a certain level of toxicity in regards to whatever form of celebration was previously lauded as the cat's meow, okay? Again, that could be addiction, that could be greed, any of the 7 deadly sins, you know? You don't need to be Christian to understand the teachings behind those. Spirit, tell us more about this 7 of Swords and death, please. Please clarify 7 of Swords and death. All right. The Sun in reverse. Goodness gracious. Well, we've got 2 majors out here on 1 card. So this is the ignorance, is what they're saying. This is even a feeling of being like intentionally destructive. Like this 7 of Swords behavior could be something that exists within this King of Cups, absolutely. Or again, this is external, take it as it fits. But it's a sense of like kind of getting pride off of being the one who brings death. And that doesn't need to mean literal death. That could just be like someone who, if they have a bad day, everybody has a bad day, okay? It's like either there's 2 extremes here. It's like everything's good, it's green light go, or it's red light fucking stop, okay? Oh, and then there's guilt and regret under here. So it's kind of giving me like a feeling of bipolar disorder. But I don't think that's going to be the case for most of you. I think it's just somebody who has not learned to appropriately regulate their emotions, and therefore, again, if they don't have that sun in their sky, no one gets to see the light of day. And they're pointing out the child on this horse to me again. And it's like this person has the capability of being this individual, this baby, this sweet, nourishing, like just carefree individual, but they've chosen to be that bringer of death. This is somebody who could suffer from bouts of depression or even like severe health concerns, just like throughout their entire life, I'm feeling. But it's because they are holding this toxicity. Interesting. It's because they're holding this toxicity within them, whether that be, you know, rage for past wrongs, or anger for how their parents raised them, or any sort of circumstantial hurt. It's not been transmuted, I guess I can say. And what they're saying here is with this border, this wall that's been built up, it's like they've got these pieces of them just sequestered off in certain areas, and it's a form, it's like a defense mechanism of sorts, but they're starting to bleed. And I think that this person doesn't like that. That could mean, you know, having your feelings of anger mixing with your feelings of sadness, and ultimately anger stems from sadness, as we know. Lots of the fiery emotions really just stem from pain, okay? And maybe this is making somebody very uncomfortable. They're seeing like this stark difference between maybe how they've seen a circumstance or themselves historically, and then the reality once they are seeing these emotions of theirs meld, okay? High Priestess in reverse, Ace of Pentacles, interesting. That could be somebody who's denied their intuition for money, okay? This could be somebody who, as I mentioned, has been a bit too focused on the pentacles and has therefore sectioned off their intuition as well as their empathy, as well as genuine healthy relationships. They've kind of put up walls to themselves as well as others, so within, so without. And Spirit is giving this person an invitation. I just saw somebody like handing over a flower to this person, and it's an opportunity to choose a new day, choose a new path, choose a different way of relating to oneself and one's relationships. But they showed me that image, and then someone kind of going like, or like, ugh, like, what are you doing? Like, it's kind of giving me the energy of like, if this individual was out for a walk with someone somewhere and they were like picking flowers, like their friend or lover or family member was picking flowers, and they're like, oh my God, look at this flower. They'd be like, okay. Meanwhile, their inner child is like, oh my God, like I want to see that. But they've like pushed it down so severely because of, again, those past wounds, that they don't feel safe to express it. They feel like it doesn't even exist anymore. And it's very unfortunate. I am not going to take all of those. Spirit, is there anything else that you want us to know about this Seven of Swords? Thank you. Page of Pentacles on the fence. Yeah, so this is that little flower being presented, that seed, that belief that you don't need to be a Scrooge, okay? You can choose to hold the sun in your hand at any moment, even if it does feel like death is on your doorstep. Choosing happiness is exactly that, a choice. But this person has been so deeply infiltrated by the negativity that they've experienced, and because maybe it's felt too heavy for them to transmute, it's weighed them down, and it's all they know. Yeah, the Eight of Swords in reverse. That's how this individual is feeling. They're feeling bound up, confined, stuck in their head, hopeless. They're feeling as if maybe people don't understand them, or that they can't like integrate into society in a healthy way. Again, these are this person's feelings. I'm not saying that this is actually the case. Let's get a bit of information on this crone, this hermit energy, because I think that'll tell us a bit about the process that someone is going through in order to come out on the other side with a healthier view of self and possibly some ability to transmute. I'm not going to take these. We got the Knight of Swords. So this is quite possibly a eureka moment. As I said, someone being shaken awake, and I heard some ringing. So perhaps someone's gone through a very unexpected, very shocking change. This could be suddenly, I'm getting like spiritual powers coming online for some, or, you know, maybe reading something or connecting with somebody who is very heart-led and spiritual-led. It could be a high priestess. I'm not going to take these because there's a few of them. And then realizing just how much healing they need to do. We've got a King of Swords out here. So my guess is this is the masculine I was discussing, who is now on his way possibly to communicate, whether that be just with himself, you know, maybe journaling, maybe getting a therapist, maybe coming towards someone else, and quite possibly a Queen of Cups. Coming with a new approach once this healing has been completed, once the baggage has been left in the past. There's something about this sword that's really standing out to me. I think Archangel Michael is working with this person, and we got the Devil here in reverse. I think this person has a lot of demons to exercise. That could be what that sword's about as well. And they've done a pretty good job thus far. There's that King of Cups. Okay. I would suggest, if there's a masculine watching, to continue working with Archangel Michael, or if you haven't begun yet, do so. Five of Wands, exactly, putting down the fight. I love seeing this in reverse. I love it. It is very much giving me like sudden realization that like, oh, like things can be different. Like I don't need to do things the way that I've always done them. Like if I want a stable foundation, I can achieve one. Queen of Cups here in reverse, and then that Four of Wands that we've got on the board out here in reverse as well. So perhaps, okay, perhaps there's been, oh, interesting. Perhaps there's been a feminine energy in this masculine's life who has seemed to be the one, the right pick, the sensible option. I think if this masculine was honest with themselves, they'd understand that their motivation for being connected to this person aren't as pure as they think they are. they might be making excuses for themselves, as well as this Queen of Cups. As I said, there could be certainly someone playing on someone's empathy and generosity, and that's led to a very unfortunate cycle for everybody involved, but mainly the one who wants to do better and choose a different path, which seems to be this King of Cups, this King of Swords. And I also wanted to say King of Wands. So this does seem to be someone who is being essentially initiated into divine masculine sort of energy. And with the Empress being here in reverse, with the Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and then the King of Cups in reverse, this individual could actually be looking to depart from a connection with somebody who is now trying to, as I've said in a recent reading, like mimic the idea of like a perfect partner. They are trying to turn on their love taps when they've historically been off, so that somebody doesn't depart from their life and go on to a new cycle, because this individual has heard the call loud and clear, but this feminine energy wishes they hadn't. Okay, perhaps there's a family involved here, perhaps there's just a feeling of like righteousness and like, no, you shouldn't go elsewhere, like you owe me this, or we've been together for this long, or whatever. It's like we're bound, okay? Quite possibly legally. It could be a marriage. It could be spiritually. It could be contractually in other ways, such as owning property or businesses or whatever. But I'm just looking and I'm seeing two Ten of Pentacles in reverse here. Oh, and then the Chariot, that's beautiful. And then the Fool in reverse. So again, someone's trying to put sugar in the tank of this individual's chariot, because most likely, collective, if this relates to the previous reads, somebody has gained a lot of stability off of the presence of this masculine in their life, and they realize that when that's no longer a relationship that exists, and they quite possibly do get upgraded to Emperor or Magician status alongside an Empress, a divine feminine, then this karmic here is going to be left alone with their bills, with their debts, karmic or literal, and then also with their demons. And this person is like, no, don't do that to me. Like, they are, it's kind of giving me like a child who's throwing a tantrum, okay? We're gonna go in with the Gaia Oracle to get a couple closing messages and advice for everyone involved. Ideally, if we can get 3 cards out, that'd be amazing. Spirit, can you give me some? 1, 2. Okay, I'll see if we can get one more. Nope, that's 2 more. Can I just get 1 more card, please? 1 for everybody involved. Thank you. First off, we've got yin yang, creating harmony through balance, a 4. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Thinking of you in reverse, a loving thought, serendipity, and a 9 of hearts, a 10, fulfillment, harmony, and protection. Okay, so both of these cards here mention harmony. 9 of hearts, I'm going to say, is most likely this Empress energy that's on the external, so this would be my divine feminines. This yin yang is this masculine energy who's balancing himself and seeing through the veils of illusion within the world, within themselves, within their connections, okay? Thinking of you in reverse, which is an 11. These people could have been married for 11 years, maybe, or together, or known each other. A loving thought, serendipity. Again, this is giving me very much shadowy Queen of Cups. This is somebody who doesn't want to let go, who is actually standing in the way of this masculine getting to where he's supposed to be, to his star. They're just highlighting stars on this headpiece as well as on the center of this tree, and that's what came up in a reading recently. Like, this masculine was dealing with somebody who was really putting them through the ringer, but they were like, I don't have eyes for anybody but you, divine feminine. You are my star. And this person's got the star on their head, right, on their mind. And they're also thinking of balance and transformation and release. And this card is really supposed to be positive, but it just kind of gives me like dark and dreary vibes. How it's like, yeah, things have been miserable and dark for so long, but maybe if I put this fluorescent bulb in the center, you'll see me as your divine feminine. And that's not the case, because it's not about necessarily who shines the brightest. It's about who is growing for the future. And that seems to be this Empress individual or star individual. So Taurus, Libra, and then Aquarius energy off of that. And then there's something about like arcane knowledge, possible past lives, strengthening the mind, the body, and the spirit. Someone's just the search in reverse, feeling lost, confused, lonely. A jewel within a teardrop. Appreciation, spiritual and emotional reconnection. And then attachment. Yeah, so this masculine is searching for better because they haven't been the best and they haven't been associated with the best because that's just how it goes. But there's going to be a period of releasing, letting go, mourning, necessary before this individual can come to my feminines and, you know, possibly make an introduction, or just before they can enter this new cycle on their own and, you know, fully put a death to the things that no longer serve them so they may know what true health is like. Okay, so if you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, subscribe. If you really enjoyed this reading and you want to join me for a personal or on Patreon, that is down in the description. Love you lots. Stay safe, stay sexy, stay sane, and stay psychic. Bye.